Okay, guys, so 2 Foot Giant, I'm back. Sorry about the little break that I took there. I got really sick and I couldn't taste anything. So, why am I going to do reviews if I can't taste anything? I'd just be lying. So, I figured instead of going through the reviews for all the juice that I have been doing that I got from Vape Summit, I figured I would do the one that I was going to hold off on. However, started realizing that I liked these juices and I wanted to get the review done before I ran out of them. So what I'm actually going to be doing, and I wish I dug out the better bottle, but at Vape Summit, I was told, of course, well, let's back up. We all know my sponsor for my shows, Bank Brew Vapor, they have hoops of fruit. This is out of the TLC line. They're 40 milliliter bottles for $32 a bottle. And it's as close to a 100% VG as you can, simply because the lady that makes it is allergic to PG. So they distill their own flavors and they don't even use PG as a carrier. So, hoops of fruit. Moving on, I have Serial Killer from Bad Drip. Now, this is a company that was actually sharing a booth with Clown Serum. I'm sure y'all have heard of them. I've got a couple of reviews coming from Cloud Serum. They gave me their entire line to review. These are guys that were sitting beside them. This as well, if you can't tell by the label, it's Fruit Loops as well. So I figured I would do a Fruit Loops comparison between the flavors that I got. They're all Fruit Loops. Now, this other one I actually picked up from the Diamond Vapor out of Florida. The Diamond Vapors, to store, they carry a bunch of different brands. This is one from aisle 7. It's called Nora's Dream. And it, again, of course, is Fruit Loops. Now, the difference in here and what I'm going to say up front is 3 mil, or 3 milligram. 3 milligram. The Nora's Dream is 0. Okay, so take that into consideration when I start talking about them. Also, one thing that he made sure that he pointed out to me about the Nora's Dream, it's not essentially a Fruit Loops cereal. What he made sure to specify is that it is after you've eaten the bowl of cereal. It's the milk at the bottom. So it's all of that fruity goodness, that really thick milk with all the sugar and flavor and everything sitting at the bottom of the bowl. So this one I'm actually very, very interested. And I actually have not tried this yet. Of course, the Hoops of Fruit, y'all have seen a review on it. You know that is literally all I have left out of the 40 milliliter bottle that's sitting over there. The Bad Drip, you can see how much I've gone through it so far. I have not touched the aisle 7 Nora's Dream. So I'll use the Bank Brew Vapors as my baseline because that's the one I already know, that's the one I already love, and that's the one that I said was spot on. Now, I wanted to wait it out until I had a bowl of Fruit Loops in front of me and I could take a bite of Fruit Loops and then I could compare it to what I had in there. But then it occurred to me I would have the taste of Fruit Loops in my mouth. Kind of counterproductive. So what I'm going to be doing is I did finally get box mod. I'm not going to be using it. I'm having a couple of problems with the button and the 510 connector. So I went back to happy old trusty Oros mod and the iGo W because I didn't feel like taking the build out of my Stellaire. The iGo W, I'm running the Stellaire cap on it, so though I do have the improved airflow there. Now, we're going to go ahead and start with the TLC from Bank Brew Vapors for the hoops of fruit. Now I'm gonna run, minimum wicking, so I get the idea of what the flavor is. I'm not dousing the wick, so just like my other reviews when I did multiples at a time, don't bitch about it, guys. I'm going all the way through it. I'm using rayon, and it wicks dry every time. So that's why I decided to use rayon. So with a little bit of time to let it sit and get good into the wick there, let's go ahead and vape on the Bank Brew Vapor Hoops of Fruit there. Bank Brew Vapors Vapor. The production is always the Bank Brew Vapors, the girls over there, they know how to make a juice, and they take a hell of a lot of pride in it, and I love their juice. That's why I let them sponsor me, and I really wanted them to. This juice is spot on a Fruit Loops flavor. I mean, everything from the actual cereal itself. You can taste the milk, the creaminess that's in there with that milk. You've always been able to just trust what they're going to make. I'm not going to lie. Doing Bank Brew first was simply more of the fact that I set this bottle aside so that I could vape it on this, and I just wanted to vape it. So, God, I love that fucking juice. So, yeah. Dry wick. Gone ahead and already dried that out. So, again, the Bank Brew flavor production is always amazing, like it is with every one of them on their TLC line. You can taste the milk behind the actual flavors of the fruits in the cereal. Now, that being said, keep it up front and in your mind. I've never been able to specify what fruit flavors were in Fruit Loops to begin with, so I am going to be generalizing it as the Fruit Loops flavor. Because a lot of the times when you get somebody making a cereal flavor, you're going to get that cardboard kind of taste behind it, and I can't stand that. So we're going to go on to the bad drip next. This stuff is as well, I don't know what their ratio is. I don't remember what he told me, but it's thick enough that when I'm doing this, it actually sticks to the side and has a leg that follows the dripper away from the side of the bottle. I mean, it's some thick juice, and I love it. I really do. I mean, look at the roll there. I mean, it takes a while for them legs to run down. I mean, if you want to look at it like a wine connoisseur would, they talk about the legs in this particular wine, where that's when you actually see a wine taster, they spin that glass. They're getting the wine up on the walls to see how thick it is when it runs down the glass. This shit is thick. It's amazing. So, let's go ahead and go with the bad drip. Flavor production, again, is there. Not quite as good as the Bank Brew Vapors vapor production. It's still really good production, but it's just not as dense, like automatically off the top. It's not it'll bellow out clouds. It makes clouds. It's definitely a cloud capable juice, but it's just not everything that those ladies are. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wet up just a little bit more because I did more on the cloud than I meant to right there. Now on to the flavor itself. It's really good. It is. On the inhale, it's soft. It's really soft, and you get kind of a rolling fruit flavor across your tongue, along with the milk flavor coming through. On the way out, and if you exhale through your nose, it's when you really get that fruitiness sticking out. I don't get any of the cardboard flavor. None whatsoever. I love this juice as well. It's not, and this isn't going to be a biased opinion, the Bad Drip is not, it's not as good as Bank Brew. The flavor's just a tiny bit more muted, but that's because there's a ratio there. You know, it's not no PG whatsoever. Not that much of a throat hit whatsoever. More than the 3 milligrams is going to give you to begin with. Good vapor. Good, very good juice. Definitely, if you don't want to spend the money to get Bank Brew, call Bad Drips. Get you some serial killer is what that one's called. So this last one's Aisle 7 Nora's Dream that I got from Diamond Vapor. They said they actually brought this flavor out just for Vape Summit. This is where they actually debuted the flavor. Now I imagine they spent a whole lot of time trying to get it right. That's the day that they wanted to bring it out to the market and show everybody. And it's not the only one that I got out of the 76 bottles that I walked away from Vape Summit with. It's not the only one where they told me, you know, this is the one we brought out just for this. Now, if you watch it on the roll, it is thick. It is thinner. It's not as thick as either one of them, which is going to lead me to believe the ratio is a little bit higher on the VG side, or on the PG side, than the other two are. It's got a really good smell to it. Yeah, pretty much trying to just pull it away from it like I was doing with the other one just to see. Leg is not nearly, it doesn't really hold on to the glass when you pull the dripper away like the Bad Drips does. So let's see here. See how the Aisle 7 goes. Now, I didn't really do it with the Bad Drip because it didn't really occur to me off the bat. But I've seen muffins do this, where she'll actually tell you what the smell is when it comes out. When you open it up, you get Fruit Loops. I mean, that's what you smell. Though it is faint, but you can smell the Fruit Loops as soon as you open the bottle. The Aisle 7, pretty much about the same. The smell's actually a little bit stronger in the Aisle 7 than it is in the Bad Drip. So keep in mind, The first two were 3 milligram. This one's 0. So there's not going to be the throat hit from the nicotine. There's not going to be the back nicotine diluteness on the flavor. Now this is the one that they said was the milk at the bottom of the bowl. Vapor's there, but it's a really wispy cloud. The density, I mean, it's still floating around. It's a good vapor. But it's just not that rolling, billowing cloud. It's kind of wispy. Honestly, I don't know what to test that to. So, wick back up here. I mean, I still have some on the wick, but I'm going on for flavor. I don't want to take that chance of trying to taste the flavor and burning that wick. Let me see here. There is definitely the Fruit Loops taste there. I kind of have the tendency to want to move my tongue to get to the flavor. It seems like every spot on your tongue you're getting a little bit different of a taste to it. And then of course it's milk throughout. I mean, in come, out go, the intake, the exhale, it's milk throughout the whole thing. It's actually kind of sitting after the exhale as an aftertaste. You can just taste the milk. There's a lot of sugar flavor in that milk. But this is definitely smoother than the other two. Not so much of the actual Fruit Loops flavor in this one. It's like he said, I mean, it's more milk than the rest of the cereal bowl. I mean, this one's nice. It's kind of hard to get a grasp on because it's not, you know, it's not the cereal, it's the milk afterward. I like it. I like it. This is going to be that one where you want a kind of fruity flavor, you want Fruit Loops, you like Fruit Loops, but you don't want an overpowering Fruit Loops. You know, you want something that's smooth. This I could see as an all-day vape. It's not too strong on the flavor, but it is there. It is definitely muted farther than the other two that we have here. But the Fruit Loops flavor is there. I just find myself kind of trying to grasp for it. And it's all in the inhale. The exhale is primarily like a sugary milk. Yeah, it's most definitely like a sugary milk. It is a damn good flavor though. It really is. It is a damn good flavor. Honestly, I mean, I'd buy all 3 of them. I really would. But in order, I'd seriously, number 1, Bang Brew Vapors, their TLC line, and then right straight in to Bad Drip, Serial Killer, and then the Isle 7 Nora's Dream. I really wish they would have given me this in a 3 milligram to see if there would be a difference. There normally is when you go 0 flavor and then you add the nicotine in there. There's that difference in the flavor itself. This I could definitely all day vape. I know the Hoops of Fruit, I love this flavor, but I can't make an all day vape out of it simply because you kind of get tired of it after a while. It's an excellent, but that's your morning vape. You know, that's your you're religious every morning, get up, Hoops of Fruit on the wick. That's your morning, your everyday vape, but not an all-day vape. The Serial Killer, I have been vaping all day long. Every time that I've wet my wick today, it has been on the Serial Killer. This is an all-day vape. Very, very phenomenal flavor. Like I said, it's just not this. So literally in order, I would have to put them 1, 2, and 3. Well, 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to go, if you have the money, you really want the best one, go with the Bang Brew Vapors. If you don't want to drop all of the money for it, but you still want a good Fruit Loops, go with the Bad Drip. Other than that, the way that they package this shit is amazing. They come in little medicine bottles with labels on them. And when they actually get it, let me see if I can find one that my wife didn't steal it. They come with a little Bad Drip smiley. So, on that note, guys, 1, 2, and 3. Get the Isle 7 if you want more of the liquid at the bottom. But I love you guys. Have a good vape.